Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Muhammad Faisaka bin Muhammad Fuad, and I will explain about the Lab 2 for PLC Lab Simulation Lab 2. For the objective of this lab, to know the advantage of PLC, to know the function and basic element of PLC, to know the logic function, according to the ladder diagram, to know the steps of converting a ladder diagram into the mnemonic code. So the question asks, for the question, before exporting the local fruits to the international market, there are some procedures which are needed to compile, particularly pest control. In Z product, they do the fruit packing by inserting the fresh fruit in a small container and run it on the conveyor. The conveyor will start it when the operator active push button A and B. The container will be flow under the pest control station, consists of pest control material spray unit and filtered water spray unit. The pest control will be spray on the fruit for 15 seconds and continue cleaning process by activating the filtered water spray for 25 seconds. Both process should be done for 2 times repeatedly. The last process is to indicate the fruits. The container will be flowed through the desiccating station for 5 seconds, and the process is keep repeating until the system stops. So this is the cycle or the pest control process of the product. So I will continue to ladder diagram. So on this side that I have been do before for this diagram. This one that I have been do before. So I will explain back what I have been doing for this ladder diagram and how I make it on the new page. So for the first, the question asks, the question give provided in this text that there are 2 push button, which is A and B. So this stated the conveyor will be started when the operator active push button A and B. So on this we put the input X1 for the button A, button A, and also put the X2 for the button B, and put the relay on it. R1 relay 1. So let's continue. Input relay 1 like this. This function is because this relay will active both of these switch buttons. So let's continue. So for the relay 1, input the relay 1. This relay 1 will active the Y1, which is conveyor. The Y1 is conveyor. So R1, after the ball button is pushed, so R1 will active the conveyor. So we put the input R1, output is Y1 as a conveyor. So next we go to, after the Y1 have been active, So we put the input y1. After y1 will be active, so y1 will also active the y2, which is y2 is the pest control spray unit. That is y2. So we put the output y2 as the spray unit, as a pest control spray unit. So add the y2 stated there, stated in this text, is the pest control material will be sprayed on the fruit for 15 seconds. So we put the input y2 pest control, and then we put the timer on it. Timer number 1 for 15 seconds. For the 15 seconds. So after the 15 second, after 15 seconds at this pest control spray unit, so it will move to the other unit, which is y3. Y3 is water spray. This is y3, this one, which is the water spray unit. So water spray unit is y3. So after y2, and going through the timer, which is 15 seconds. After they reach 0, so we put the input T1 as a timer number 1 there. We activate the y3, which is water spray unit. So we output y3. Yeah, like that. So I will stop here, and my friend will continue with others row about the timer and the counter, and also the timer number 3. So I will stop here. Thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, now I will explain about the next process. So for the next process is the filter water spray. Okay, so for the start button is y3, and then with the timer 2 with the duration of 25. Okay, and then we put T2 because we want to repeat this process for 2 times. We put the counter 101, and repeat for 2 times. Okay, so we put at this point, at this round, C101, because we want for this process to repeat. Okay, for this to battery set, we put later because we don't know yet. So we go through for the next round. So it will start with this C101. With the output of Y4. So for the Y4 is for the DC setting station. So for the start button is Y4, and then with the timer of this process for 5 seconds. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then so this is we put T3 as our button set.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nabil Mianis, and today I want to explain about the simulation for the questions 1 for the lab 2. Okay. The question say that the pest control process will be can be active when the button A also the button B push together and then the conveyor belt will be moved to move the fruit, and pest control spray unit and also the water spray unit will be run for the time that given, and also the second unit for the 5 seconds. Okay, so we take a look the simulation. Okay, we on the simulation and also run the process. Okay. This is the diagram process, which the S1 and also S2 on, and then they move to the R1, and R1 will be moved to Y1, which is the conveyor belt that will be moved the fruit, and then the Y1 will be moved to the Y2, which is the Y2 is the pest control spray unit. At the pest control spray unit, it have a timer for the timing 1, which is the duration of 15 seconds. After that, move to the Y3, which is the water spray unit for the timer 2, and the duration is 25 seconds. After the 35 seconds, at this T2, the process will be look for second round, and we start for the Y2 process, which is the pest control spray unit. And after repeat the process, which is the timer 1, 50 seconds, and also the timer 2, which is 35 seconds, and then we move to the Y4 for the process of desiccating unit. Okay, desiccating unit durations of desiccating unit is 5 seconds. Okay, this is all. That's all for the simulation, and then after that, this our mnemonic codes. Is the LD for the S1 load, and for the S2 or for the R1 output R1 until the end. It's same as the process for the ladder diagram. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you.